Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go. I'm live right now. Yeah.
I think she seriously has possible input into this idea, and she says she's been trying to reach her home.
Yeah.
And that's so I was going to say, maybe one of mind open because she has an ideal, and I think we to our own cause, and maybe want to listen to from her.
All right.
I told her that will explain it to me.
You just text me a telephone number, I can return a call.
You don't have a telephone number?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'll text you a telephone number.
Yeah, and I can return a call. And I plus I get all these robocalls and stuff like that.
I told her that, just be answering the phone like that. Yeah, I never, because of this, stuff. So, yeah, I definitely will text you from phone number right now.
All right.
Before I do my podcast.
Okay, Pete.
In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper, the host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angels Up 7. I am your soul brother, number one. I would first like to give credit and a shout out to our brother, Astral Boo Baby, for that incredible music. That has a groove to it. My mic was on. My mic was on mute. I don't know if you were able to hear that music or not. That's messed up. I don't know why the mic wasn't open. I hope that we didn't have that technical difficulty. But again, credit to and I'll play it again towards the end. I'm gonna have to find it. I'm gonna play that music again. I like that. That's a nice groove. Sort of remind me of Parliament Funkadelic. And also, you were able to hear that, Soul Brother 85? Because I know my mic was oh, okay, cool. You know, when I decided to do this afternoon video lecture, I was in the mood. But a lot of times when it comes to the time when you have to go on the air, you're not in the mood. So I'm not really in the mood, but I dedicated myself, so we is here. I want to, of course, give a shout out to Soul Brother Taalik, our beautiful sister Noble Levine, and of course Dr. Omar. We had a wonderful discussion yesterday. Our panelists, I want to give them a shout out. I want to remind us of Sister Noble's book, God is on Trial. Let me share that real quick before we get started. Okay, come on now. There we go. There we go. If you have not gotten her book, God is on Trial, How Religion Keeps Humanity Under Mind Control and Fear. As you can see here on the Amazon site, she has a 4.5 rating on the site. It was 3. Last time I saw it was 3. Now it's 4. So that's good. That's good news. That's great. Her book is very cheap considering or compared to other people. Her book is just $13.99, and you can get it on Amazon Kindle for $3.99. You can't beat that with a stick. Can't beat that with a stick. Also, if you would like to, my medical fundraiser is ever going. But also, if you would just like to send a cash donation, a gift to this ministry, you can do so at Cash App and PayPal or Zelle, if you like to do that. And so I think that's all the announcements right now. Well, we got somebody new I haven't seen before. Bart Munchin, hello. Welcome to the Realities Temple. I don't know what you're munching on or what's up, but thank you for joining us this morning for our little get together. Thank you, Bart, myself, and the deacons, and those panelists who join us on this platform. We welcome you, and we hope that you have a good visit and that you oh, okay. I found you through your Monty Woodgrain video. Oh yeah. Now I want to say, I have nothing. I'm glad you brought that up, Barb, because I want to make something perfectly clear. I do not know Monty Woodgrain personally. I do not know Sonetta TV personally. I do not know Umar Johnson. I do not know Young Pharaoh. I do not know any of these persons personally. But when we come out into the public, and this includes me, when we come out into the public, you should expect both negative, what you might feel is negative, might not be negative necessarily, both negative and positive. We love the positive, as you know. We love that. Praise me. We love the praise. We love the honor. He's so smart. I love your videos. Teach, brother, teach. We love that. But we don't want to hear, you a con artist. You don't know what the hell you talking about. You are Uncle Tom. You are Sambo. We don't want to hear the negative. But that's what happens when you come out into the public, when you become a public figure. And that's what we have done. We come out here, we offer a teaching or an opinion or whatever it is. Those who are looking at us will judge us like they do or like they did Michael Jackson, Prince, Madonna, Britney Spears, President Biden. When we come out, when you become a public figure, the public speaks on you. A long time ago, we did not have social media, but now we have social media, and now it's on and popping. Back in the day, you could talk, but it was limited. Now your words can reach all around the world because of a YouTube video. I have nothing personal against Monty Woodgrain, but he made comments and exhibited certain behaviors in the public. And as one being part of the public, I just simply presented my opinion. That's all I done. I could be wrong. I could be in error, but I just presented my opinion. No more, no less. I don't know these persons. And we take these things so personal. I know there are those who hate my guts because of a video I made 7 years ago. Like, what you talking about? Thank you, Barb. Thank you. And that's how you're supposed to be. I'm not about drama. I'm just presenting my opinion. I'm not talking about your dog. I'm not talking about your wife. None of those things, because I don't know these people. I'm only commenting on your behavior, your opinion, your belief, things of that nature. It's nothing personal. But unfortunately for many of us, we take these things personal. And really, you are giving yourself unnecessary stress. It's not that serious because it's going to happen. Everybody, yeah. You can't have a fragile ego when we come out here in YouTube land because it's going to get rough. For some reason, people come into the public and think everybody's supposed to like you. Now, of course, on this platform, you know that we reject religion and spirituality and divinity and God, all that stuff. But let's just use Jesus as an example. They didn't like Jesus. Let's use Dr. King as an example. Everybody didn't like Dr. King. Still don't to this day. They don't like Jesus. So you cannot come out here in your mind thinking that you some kind of perfect person and everything that you do is right. And you think you're going to come out here and everybody like you. It's not going to happen. Absolutely, Bar. But that's how, I mean, when we have the internet, all kinds of persons who normally wouldn't get no kind of attention, now you have the internet, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry and Sally Mae can come on YouTube and become famous or whatever overnight. And narcissists as hell. Like Barb is saying, only looking for praise. Yeah, but you're going to get the praise, but you're going to get some other stuff also. YouTube is not about praise. The public arena is not about praise and honor. You're going to catch hell. I've been catching hell. I've had 100 channels terminated. Flagged by Pan-Africans, flagged by Comedics, flagged by, I can't say I was flagged by Christians. Flagged by black people, flagged by white people, flagged by Google, the corporation itself. Yes, he does. We have fragile egos. Everybody is not going to love us. I don't know why they have that in their mind, like everybody's going to love them. Everybody's not going to love you. I don't care how good you think you are, how perfect you think you are. You're not going to get love from everybody. It's not going to happen. You can take the most beautiful person, and it's a fact that they are nice and kind and whatever. There's always going to be a group of people that don't like them. Oh, they think they, because they giving charity, they think they Jesus. It's always going to be somebody that's not going to like you. That's just how this world that we live in is. Full of hatred, jealousy, and envy, and arrogancy, narcissism, grandiosity, and the list goes on and on. That's the environment that we live in. So it should be expected. I want to thank Bart for visiting us this morning and bringing that up, because that's one of the main problems that I have trying to promote this Mississippi campaign. I'm going to people who don't like me because of a video or something I said in the past. I hurt their witty bitty feelings. I hurt their feelings. And these supposed to be men. These are the most emotional men I have ever been around in my life. Crying because you said something over a YouTube video. I did not slap you. I did not kick your dog. I didn't hurt you in no kind of way. I just offered an opinion. I didn't cuss you out. It's very rare that I use profanity, cuss words, whatever you say. Very rare. What is it that Angel Snupnup said that hurt your feelings so much? The truth about yourself. The reality about yourself. That's what hurt. You would rather get shot. You'd rather get stabbed than hear the truth about yourself. Because when you come on YouTube, when you come out in the public and you get a few thousand subscribers and they start sending you money, you think you got it going on. They make you believe your own hype. You're not as smart as you think. You're not as perfect as you think. You don't have it going on as you think. And some people try to hurt your feelings on purpose. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just telling it like it is to the best of my ability. And if I am wrong, if I am incorrect, I have no problem with an apology. I will apologize to you. But I'm not going to apologize on something because it hurt your feelings. And I know that it's real and I know that it's true. I have more problems with these men than any woman I ever dealt with on YouTube. It's these men who cry. Don't you tell me the woman is emotional. Nobody is more emotional than these men on YouTube, on social media. They get to crying because you don't like what they say, because you challenge what they say. When? Delete. I can't even go and make simple comments on some of these people's channels. They're moderators. Quickly delete. Nobody cussing you out. Nobody doing. It's the truth. Because I want to feel like I'm a superstar. I want to feel like I'm God. They teach the black man is God. I want to feel like I'm some kind of God. You ain't no damn God. You're going to die and you're going to rot. That's the reality of it. Ain't nothing godly about you. What kind of superpower you have? The black man is God. There's a frog that you can freeze into a solid block of ice, and the frog can survive. Can you do that? Can you be frozen and survive? A bear can hibernate 3 or 4 months. Can you do that? Birds fly with no jet plane. Can you do that? The human being is an arrogant being, an arrogant life form. You think that you can't die. Oh, the bird can die, the goose can die, the chicken can die, and the chicken can die, and I can eat the chicken and have Kentucky Fried Chicken. Everything can die except the human being. Oh, you're not going to die. Your flesh will die. Oh, but you're going to turn into some kind of energy mass and fly around to another galaxy or dimension, some Star Trek bull doo-doo. And so they get angry at me because I bust up all that foolishness. I accept things just the way they are. If we die and turn into a ball of gas or some kind of energy, and that's a fact, that's factual, I would go with that. It's a damn lie. You cannot prove that. Some made up Disneyland fairy tale garbage. I hurt their feelings. I don't need you. People shouldn't watch them because they get life from the views and the likes. Yeah. And this becomes their life. They base their life on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. That's what they base and find their life on. But when you come into public, everybody's not going to like you. No matter how right you are. You can't take it. I've taken it since 2007. The good and the bad. Why am I still here? Because there's an element within the people, regardless of your race, there's an element in the people for reality. There's an element in the masses of the people for truth, real truth. No more fairy tales, no more feel-good speeches. Bring it to me real. Like when you go to the doctor and you tell the doctor, keep it real. Tell me the truth. Do I have cancer? How many days I got to live? Keep it real. Some people, the reason why they don't go to the doctor, because they don't want to hear bad news. They don't want to take their car to the auto repair place because they don't want to hear the bad news. The mechanic said, well, we changed the oil, but there's something wrong with your tires. There's something wrong with this. You're looking at $1,000, $2,000 worth of repairs. You don't want to hear that. So you go to a place that'll just change your oil and you get out of there. You don't want to hear all that other stuff. You don't want to go to the doctor. Well, I'm sorry, but you have prostate cancer. You got to deal with it sooner or later. If you have cancer and you just try to ignore it, you got to deal with it sooner or later. If you're a young girl, no, you shouldn't be messing around, but you have, and now you're pregnant, you're going to have to deal with it sooner or later. You're going to get a secret abortion or something, but you got to deal with it. So why are we running away from reality? We got to deal with it. The reality that we know, is you live and you die. That's it. And nobody see you again ever. That's it. There's no evidence to show us when the flesh and blood dies, we're going to go to planet X, these other galaxies and dimensions and reptilian people and all that. There's no evidence. It's just stories, fairy tales, mythology from ancient people that had a fear of death, had a fear of the unknown. and who was arrogant because they want to show everybody I know it all. So I'm going to make up some lies to other illiterate people. We must understand that many of these stories came because the people were illiterates. And they basically accept anything on face value. And so they was told these stories and they handed these lies down from generation to generation, these fairy tales and whatever. Now, this is not to say that some of these things might be based on something that's real. But until we can prove that, it's still mythology. It's still fairy tale. Until we can show or whatever the real thing these things was based upon. If you don't know that, what's wrong with saying, I don't know? What's wrong with saying, I don't know? It's easy for me to say. But see, if we make up a lie and fairy tale, then the people believe your lies and your fairy tales. They look into you like you, the all-knower. You got it going on. But it's a lie. And so you have countless people on social media who bring in their opinion. They don't want nobody to show them that's wrong, that's incorrect. They cannot tell you. They are so arrogant, they cannot tell you, I don't know. I never thought about it that way. Maybe I'm wrong. They're not going to do that. Because they are seeking an audience that don't think for themselves. They are looking at an audience who is looking for somebody to guide them. They have a slave mindset. Who you following? We don't follow nobody here. This is a team effort here. We don't produce. We're not looking for followers. We're looking for teammates here. Not looking for, everybody is a leader. Everybody here should know what to do. Everybody here has their own opinion. You don't have to agree with me. I'm cool with that. I will tell you why I think this way, and we can get together in a civil manner. And you say, wow, I never thought about that way. Thank you for straightening me out, son. We get stronger and stronger. The real steel sharpens steel. We are the leaders. We, not me. We are the leaders. I can be wrong. So I need strong people around me when I'm wrong, because because it's natural for us to want to stand on our error. But you need strong people around you to stay on your case. That's wrong, man. It's 5 of us against your 1. Look, I'm telling you, you're wrong. We need to do this. We need to go there. Contrary to popular belief, your leader or whoever you're following can be wrong. They give you wrong information. They are capable of error. They are imperfect. I am imperfect. They are imperfect. Nobody is perfect. Even the Jesus of the Bible couldn't be perfect, because if he was perfect, how did he end up crucified? If he was perfect, if he walked perfectly, if he was perfect, he would know exactly how to weave and deal with his enemy without getting strung up. But apparently he wasn't perfect, because see, Jesus was putting his life in the hands of the Father. And then he ended up on the cross, and it took him by surprise, because he thought his Father had his back, but his daddy don't have no damn power. Jesus got on the cross talking about, my God, why have thou forsaken me? Why did Jesus say that? He did not expect that my Father, my daddy, gonna let these people kill me. He didn't expect it. That's why he did what he done, because Jesus thought God had his back. And many of us think these gods have our back, and we end up crucified. strung up on a tree, out of a job, or whatever, doing things. I can do this because I know my God got my back. Look at us. We have been waiting on God since the end of slavery, during slavery, and look where we are. Clearly, God don't have our back. So since God don't have our back, why do people get angry at me, upset with us who come here, and we decide we're going to have to do this on our own? Because clearly, God don't have our back. Clearly, the white people, those who are in power here, don't give a damn about us. We have no choice to look out for the best interest of ourselves. So again, I thank Barb for visiting us this morning. And that's not our topic, but it's still a good talk. We need that talk. So I thank you, Barb, for bringing that so I could speak on that for a few minutes. Now, our topic is the reality of romance, relationships, and sex. Whoo, I'm thirsty. Y'all have to excuse me. And my bottle running out already. We should be tired of being led to nowhere. We should be tired of that. We should tired of being losers. I have a problem with that. Tired of losing. Don't you want to be a winner sometime? I'm not talking about pretend winning. I'm talking about be a winner for real. Like those people that keep talking about the Million Man March. The Million Man March was a beautiful thing. I'm going to say this and we're going to get back into our topic. I was there. The Million Man March was a beautiful thing. But the problem here is you invested a lot of energy into this. And for the energy, for the money, the time that we invested, we got nothing. That's the problem. I didn't say you didn't get a little something, but compared to the energy, the time, the mental, everything that was involved in this large event, you got very little out of it. That's why on the anniversary should be bigger than the original get-together. But it wasn't. And every year, it goes lower and lower and lower because it has not produced anything. That's not my fault. That's just a reality. That's just the truth. That's just the observation. You can try to make it more than what it is. Like some of these brothers losing their hair, and they take the little hair that they have and they try to comb it so it can cover their head in a certain manner instead of just going bald. To try to make your hair more than what it really is. Because you know you have bald spots, you know that you're going bald, and you're trying to, it's not real. And you can get away with that for a certain period of time, but your hair is steady falling out. So as time goes on, it goes to prove and show and prove that it was a beautiful event, but it produced very little. We don't want to do that no more. When you, hey there, sister. That's my sister there, Soul Sister Ingrid. How you doing, Soul Sister Ingrid? I'm going to call you when I get off this podcast. I'm gonna call you. I didn't know that was your. I didn't know that you was calling me. I'm gonna call you. But it did not produce. Why are you angry at me? Because you're trying to make something more than what it was. I'm not saying there was no benefits. I did not say that. I'm saying that for the investment, the time, the effort, the money, the resources that we put into this, we got very little out of it. And the reason why we got very little out of it was because our leadership didn't know what to do. Except it was nothing but a big frat party, a big church meeting. That's all it was. And that's why we're still here in 2021. We have not progressed no different, no further than where we was in 1995. You and I should be sick of that. We should be sick of spending our money, investing our time into these things that's not doing nothing for us. How you gonna get angry at me for wanting better? How you gonna get angry at me because I want to be successful in real time? I don't want to pretend. I don't want to pretend I'm successful. I remember when I was a struggling artist and we was going on tour to these public schools. We had the limousines and we had it all. We had the bodyguards. We had all this stuff going on. That was all fake. They didn't even know who we was. But we painted a picture like we had it going on. All of it was not real. I don't want that. When Michael Jackson reached a certain level of success, everything about him was real. The bodyguards, the fans, all that was real. But you know, when you try to show off and try to get a record deal, you want to try to put on this show so maybe the record company would be impressed and they will sign you. You have all these fans. You got all this going on. See, you have to pretend to be something that you're not until you can become real. They didn't know what to do. And they still don't know what to do in 2021. One of the first things these sons would tell me, what am I doing? Well, first of all, I don't have to do nothing. I'm not divine. I'm not a savior. I'm not a messiah. I don't have supreme wisdom. I don't do research. I don't have the information. Y'all the suckers that claim that you got it going on. And you can put all these folks together from 2010 to 2020, put them all together. What have they accomplished? Absolutely nothing. The same thing I have accomplished. With my 10 subscribers and my 10 views, I have accomplished nothing. They have thousands of followers, thousands of dollars, and still don't have no more than I do. Now the leadership, driving around in fancy cars, buying houses and whatever, but the people, the masses, have nothing. So Elijah Muhammad said, why do the Negro love the white man? Because he gives him nothing. And that's what the majority of these people do. They like Minister Farrakhan. They like all this Nation of Islam crap. They like all this comedic stuff. They like all these debates. They like Tariq Nasheed. They like Young Pharaoh, and the list goes on and on. Cynthia G, Michi X, and the list goes on and on, because they give you nothing except a Barnum and Bailey show, speeches, talks and debates, conferences that don't conquer nothing. Well, what you doing? Why don't you help me the way you help them? And let's see. Let's see if I'm different. Help me. Give me the $1,000. Give me your time. Give me your energy. The same way you're doing them. Give it to me, and let's see what I can do. Call my bluff. Put me on the hot seat. Since I'm talking all this stuff, make me prove, show and prove. No, you're a damn loser. And actually, you're still comfortable being a Negro in this society. You want to pretend that you want liberation. You want to pretend that you're a revolutionary. You want to pretend you're a hypocrite. You're fake. That's why you will not see them here, because here you will get a guilty conscience, because you know that you're not a revolutionary. You're not a liberator. So you're going to take your happy ass where you can be fake with the rest of the damn fakers. My brother J.T. Raleigh says there's only two people in this world. Either you're real or you fake. There is no in between. Well, we real here. And when you're real, you only get 10 subscribers and 10 views. When you're fake, you get millions, thousands of views. Because the masses of these people, they don't really want to do no work. They don't want us really suffer. They don't want to sacrifice. They don't want to accept the reality of life. When you building a nation, that don't mean that you are going to benefit in your lifetime. You sacrifice, you suffer for what is in the best interest of future generations. The same way these Peckerwoods did for their children. The ones that died in the Revolutionary War. The Peckerwoods that died in the Revolutionary War, they did not get to experience America. They died on the battlefield. They died so that their progeny could be where they are today. And their progeny respects them and honors them every day. Our progeny will not respect us because we ain't did a damn thing. We have not built anything for them. We've done nothing for them. The only thing they're going to do is get 1 month out of the year to give us honor. That's all they're going to do. And you might not get that in the future. You want honor, you want praise for doing nothing. That's not how it works. I don't need nobody to tell me I'm a man. You don't have to respect me as a man. You're going to find out real quick. The same way a lion. You're going to respect that lion. He don't have to put a sign on his back. I am a lion. You're going to respect me whether you like it or not. I think you're a boy. Well, we'll find out. If I'm a boy, bring it then. You're going to find out what I am. something wrong with wanting better. And see, that's one of the things that some of these brothers don't like about black women. We getting ready to get into our topic a little bit here. The sisters want better out of you. We're not being men. And so, since we're not men, we want to silence the voice. We don't want to hear the truth about ourselves. Because we open up a little business, you think that you're a man. Because you take care of your children, you're a man. Because you get up and go to work every day, you're a man. Because you can dress in a suit every day, you're a man. Some of these brothers don't try to do nothing. They make these babies and they sitting at home playing on video games all day long. You think that sister, you think these women shouldn't have to, they don't have the right to complain? You're not. And if there's something wrong with the women, that's because there's something wrong with the men. According to y'all, the men are the leaders. The men are the protectors and the providers. Well, clearly, you have failed in your protection. You have not protected her. You have not provided for her. So if there's something wrong with her, that means you and I have failed somewhere in our leadership. We have failed as men. But instead of blaming the brothers and blaming ourselves, we want to blame the victims, which is the women and our children. We can be the greatest generation ever produced. And time has given us everything. You pray to God for answers, but when the answers come, you reject it because it has to come in some kind of special packaging. If you are in connection with your God, then you should be able to realize when God's sending you something. If you're a Christian, you think that God's supposed to send you something in a Christian vessel or something. Or if you're Muslim, God's supposed to send you something Islamic in that ain't. God is supposed to be universal. God's supposed to be for everybody. And in the Quran, it says that God chooses whom he pleases. It does not say, I choose a Muslim or a Christian or whatever. It says Allah chooses whom he pleases, including the devil himself. And you should be able to recognize God is using the devil to give me this. God is using the devil to give me that. You don't recognize nothing. So how do you know that God is not using Angel Snub 7 to bring to us the Mississippi campaign because you need something that has nothing to do with religion or any of these ideologies? Because these things, it's a historical fact. These things are keeping us divided, keeping us arguing and fighting and all this stuff among, and they're not needed in the struggle itself. That's your own personal. That's your own personal thing that you want to do. It has nothing to do with your liberation from an oppressor. So you never hear me tell you, don't be a Muslim. You never heard me. I just tell you what I think about that religion. You never heard me tell you don't be that. Don't be Kemetic. Don't be Omor, and et cetera, et cetera. What I'm saying to you, we are allowing these things to keep us from progressing. And see, the Million Man March actually was a wonderful example of that, because during the time of the Million Man March, everybody was going. Agnostic, atheists, Muslims, Pan-Africans. It was a beautiful thing. Everybody, it was just one purpose. We're going to Washington, D.C. And it didn't make no difference, Christian or whatever. Now, of course, everybody did not support, again, everybody did not support the Million Man March. But see the thing, see the thing about it, brothers and sisters, had the Million Man March been successful like it should have, or it could have been, it don't make no difference about the ones that did not participate. They would have came later. They had no choice because of your success, because you growing in strength and the power you was getting. So it don't make no difference. And that's what I'm telling you about this Mississippi campaign. It don't make no difference how many people are against us or whatever. Your success, real success, you're going to draw the people because they're going to see production. They're going to see a change. The change that they claim that they want. They're going to say, wow, that's it. I wish I could have been there on the ground floor, but better late than never. If Minister Farrakhan had something like the Mississippi campaign in 1995, we would have Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. We would have these states already. They didn't have nothing to give to the soldiers when they came to Washington, D.C. They had nothing except a big church gathering. The usual stuff that they could have done at home. There was no need to go to Washington, D.C. A waste of time. Giving the Peckerwood all this money for gas and hotels and food, etc., etc. It was a big waste. And our leadership should be shamed. But you allowed them to get away with that nonsense. But every time I turn around, you want to question me about this and that. But then you have these suckers on TV, so-called leaders, that have led you to nowhere, and you keep following them. You keep following them, and they still haven't got you anywhere. But you want to get angry at me, and every time I turn around, all these questions about the Mississippi campaign, but you didn't question them, and you don't question the people you like, the ones that make you feel good. You don't question that man that you laying up with, getting a baby by, and he's going to leave you in the next 2 weeks. There's no question because you like him. He make you feel good, but you're not asking him the question, what kind of man are you? What kind of job you got? You going to take care of your baby. How do I know you love me? You don't test this piece of crap to see if he's worthy of your love. We don't test these people. They just got to make you feel good. Pastor so-and-so, Farrakhan so-and-so. As long as they make you feel good, that's all that's required. We want to talk about relationships and sex and stuff. Let me take a break. Let me refill my bottle. I'll be right back. All right, excuse me. I don't know, just thirsty. Got enough, had to go get another bottle. I love that beat. That's Astro Boo Baby. I'm bona fide, so bona fide. And hopefully, I'm going to be working on a project and he will be producing my album. I still have a little of that in me. I would like to try it. I'm working with, been in contact with Astro Boo Baby. Give me some of that fire, give me some of that flair, and see where that's going, because I can't wait on people wanting to do what's in the best interest of them. So I'm not a savior. I'm not a messiah. I'm not your hero. If you want to liberate yourself, I am here. If you don't, I have to look out for myself. Yeah, we want to talk about relationships and things. Again, shout out to Astro Boo Baby and that fire music, so bona fide. Our original topic, was the reality of romance, relationships, and sex. As many of you know, and if you look through my video library, I very rarely talk about relationships, male-female relationships, and sex, and all that kind of stuff. I don't talk about that. And there's a reason why. The number one reason why you will not hear me talk about male-female relationships, sex, and all that woo, we are so bona fide. It's a possibility. We're going to see. I'm going to see how we're going to work it out. It's going to be a slow process because brother is very busy. And I don't know. I might be going back to work pretty soon. So I don't know how we're going to get all that to... I don't know how long this process is going to last. But I would like to try it and see what happens. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Why am I so thirsty today? I'm sorry. Got water dripping everything. I don't know. I think maybe because it might be because I haven't really drank a lot of water. I drink a lot of water anyway, but I think yesterday I really didn't drink the water I normally do, so maybe I'm making it up for today. But this subject shouldn't take that long. Maybe another 40 minutes. Y'all got a little time? Actually, for me, we got a nice little crowd in here, considering this is in the going on into the afternoon. All right. So the reason why you won't hear me talk a lot about male-female relationships and sex and all that stuff is because my top priority is our liberation. My top priority is getting out of jail. That's my top priority. We have our priorities all messed up. You having all these families, you having all this sex, having a good time, in jail. What sense do that make? So that means you are comfortable in your oppression. That means you are comfortable in your incarceration. I lived that life. I lived with people that was comfortable in incarceration. They call it being institutionalized. Remember, slavery was an institution. Those who were victims of slavery was institutionalized. And even when you get free from the institution, you carry things from that jail, from that prison into your regular life. That's why you have a lot of down low brothers. You have a lot of down low brothers because when they were in jail, they began to prey on one another. And it became a way of life for them. They began to see other men as women. And they did not, and when they was free or set loose back into society, they kept that. They still maintained that. They liked that. But they know in society, it would be frowned upon. So I love man booty, but I'm going to go into society and get with my ex-girlfriend or whatever to pretend I'm still like them, but I'm not. I'm a lover of men now. So in the black community, a lot of sisters got filled up with AIDS because they was dealing with a lot of down low brothers. This thing about the sagging pants, that came from prison, it came from jail. Because the brothers come from out of prison and jail, come back into society, and they still had that same behavior of wearing that saggy pants. And I was told the reason why you do that is to show other men my booty is available in prison. And then it was so many of them that was in jail that come from jail, prison into regular society, it became a fashion statement. And you got a lot of brothers running around here don't know that they are giving a signal that my booty is available to another man. So just because our ancestors came or were set loose from the institution of slavery, do not make them free. They carry a lot of the behaviors and the baggage of being a slave to now being free. And it has not gone nowhere because they passed that behavior, that mentality and that mindset down to their children. And we are, the majority of us, we are not the children of people like Nat Turner, those who rebelled against the white man. We are the ones, we are the children of those who submit, those who bow down. That's who we are the children of. And we are just like them. Why do you think we won't rebel against them? You get a little angry. You get a little upset. You want to go tear down a building or whatever. But you never got to the point where you actually want to say, I stood all I can stand. I can't stand no more. We have the same mindset as our ancestors, the one who were institutionalized. We are institutionalized. We are institutionalized people. These Pan-Africans and these pro-black folks running around here telling us this lie that we are the descendants of Egypt. We are the descendants of Africans. We've never been outside the United States. Never. We've never lived without white people in our face. Never. We've never been independent. Where is our nation? When was we independent? Maybe our ancestors, they could say that. We cannot say that for 300 years. The only thing we know about is the United Snakes of America. That's the only thing we know about. I'm not interested in your booty. I'm not interested in your breasts. I'm interested in the number one priority. I got to break being institutionalized. I want to be free. I want to get out of jail. When you decide to have a family and all this loving dovey stuff that y'all want to do and whatever, you just being comfortable in your oppression. And you wonder why you're still in jail. Because you want to be in jail. You found a way, and our ancestors found a way to be comfortable in jail. I was locked up for 10 years. I know what the hell I'm talking about. Because it happened to me. I had to fight myself to get out of that place because I was comfortable. I was getting 3 meals a day. I could get a woman if I wanted to. I mean, it was easy living. I just couldn't go where I wanted to go. But hey, you can't have it all. I was comfortable in that way of life. I was scared to leave the mental institution. I was afraid. It actually scared me. Because I'm used to this lifestyle. I'm used to being institutionalized. And that's really one of the problems with these people out here. They really scared to be independent. They talk about it and teach about it, but they don't want to be about it. Because when you accept responsibility for yourself, you have to feed yourself. You have to clothe yourself. Everything you have to do is yourself. You can't blame the white man no more. You can't talk about the devil this and the white man's the devil. It's all on you. Show some of these comments real quick. That's what I love about a small platform too. You can actually be more intimate, I guess you could say, more personal with your audience. You can actually give people time. And see, that's a reason why many folks don't like me, because I want to get out of here. I don't want to spend all my time talking about Kemet and the metaphysical and all this other stuff unless it's going to help me get free. It's not. But then also, I have to understand that they don't want to be free. They are comfortable being in jail, watching TV, playing on video games, and whatever that they do all day long. They're comfortable in that. That's why I don't talk about male-female relationships and love and sex and all this stuff. What's the sense of having all that and you locked up? You in prison. Somebody got their foot on your neck. How can a man really enjoy his wife when his wife and his children know that another man tell their daddy what to do? Your daddy don't run nothing. How many laws, little black child, soul children, how many laws, how many policies do your parents make that other people obey? None. Not one. When I was a little boy, I was at the lake and just looking at the lake and thinking to myself. And I told myself as a little boy, I wasn't even in puberty. I probably was 8 years old or something. Forgot exactly how old I was. But I told myself, I am not going to have babies. I am not going to have children as a little boy because I don't like this environment. I don't like this race garbage, Jim Crow, how we act as black people. I don't like this. I'm not bringing my child into this mess. It's bad enough I'm here. I'm not going to bring another life into this mess. I'm not doing that. As a child, here you are as an adult, and you purposely have decided to bring misery and bring your children into hell. This environment is toxic, and you know it was toxic. You knew it was hell. You knew it. And you start bringing these children here into the septic tank. I didn't want to do that to another life. Wherever my son is, wherever my daughter is, they can stay wherever they are. I'm not going to bring you here into this burning house, into this hellhole, this septic tank, this sewage dump. I'm not doing that to you. Somebody did that to me, but the buck gonna stop here. I'm not gonna do it. So no child is gonna come to me and tell me how bad their life is because I brought them here. Nope, because you're not gonna come here. So now we bring children here, and you don't want to do nothing to help their future be better because you knew this place was a dump. You knew it was. When you got here, the racism, the greed, the murder, the violence, the rape, the pedophilia, you already knew about all these things. You knew what your children are going to have to face, and you brought them here. And we don't do nothing to make it better. And I'm not just talking about soul brothers and sisters. I'm talking about all people on this planet spitting out babies like rabbits to bring them to hell. The buck has to stop somewhere. And the thing about it is, you don't have to wait on God, because this is a man-made situation. And if men put us in this situation, men can change it. I said men, not these little boys on YouTube, these emotional cry babies that cry all the time because you hurt their feelings. So I don't expect nothing from them because they're too damn weak. And I know I intimidate them because they think they are a man, but when they come here and have to deal with one for real, it's a whole different ball game. I don't have to tell you what I am. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it honest. I'm going to shut the hell up, sit down. I'll shut down my channel. You weak and selfish. Only thinking about yourself. As long as you can make it through this life, you really don't care about your future generation. As long as you can make it. They liars talking about we looking out for the future. No, you're not. Because I hear what you say out of your mouth, but your actions are showing something different. That's not what your actions show. Your actions show that you are a comfortable Pharaoh Negro and you're satisfied with the crumbs that come from the white man's table, the Asian's table, the African's table. Let's go to Africa. Why? So you can eat off their table. Because you don't have nothing to bring. You're not a real strong man. You're nothing but a boy. So you're a boy with the white man. And when you go to Africa, you're going to be a boy. If you go to Europe, you're going to be a boy. Everywhere you go, you're going to be a boy. You want to be respected as some kind of adult. You want to be respected as some kind of man, but you don't have nothing to back you up. You have no worth. You have nothing. And you happy with nothing in your pretend world. So no, liberation, a revolution is top priority. I could care less about some woman's panties, sucking on somebody's toes. Sucking on somebody's toes. What the hell? What's up with that? Y'all freaky nasty slaves. Been around white folks too long. I can make these points. And we can wrap this up. I can make these points real quick. See, we come into this world alone. We are alone. You tripping on, we got to need somebody. You don't need nobody. We come into this world alone. And you and I, we will die alone. You can be on your deathbed and have 100 people around your bed, and you still die alone. They could die with you. Everybody will die their own individual death, just like a blade of grass in your yard. Each one of those blades will die alone. They could die together at the same time, but each of those blades die separately. You can be a twin, but your twin has their life and you have your life. We come into this world alone. We think that there's something wrong with being alone. There's nothing wrong with being alone. Matter of fact, I guarantee you, for many of us living alone, matter of fact, living alone have less problems. Your problems come dealing with other people. That's when your problems start. When you're living alone, it's just you and the robin and a bear, you know, the environment or whatever. When you're alone, your problems start when you have to deal with other people, even members of your own family. There's nothing wrong with being alone. We come into this world alone. There are animals that live a solo, solitary lifestyle, and they do just fine. There's nothing wrong with being alone. So you got all over YouTube, because we have in our mind there's something wrong with being alone. You got this gender war because I got to have me a man. And because you have to have a man, or you got to have a woman, brothers got to have a woman so bad, we willing to do anything and go through all kinds of crap because somebody told us it's bad to be alone. It's bad to be single. What's wrong with being single? You'll never see somebody single in divorce court fighting over the house, fighting over the children, fighting over the car. What's wrong with being single? What's wrong with being alone? There's nothing wrong with being alone. I myself, I find it very, very peaceful. My problems start when I have to deal with others, other attitudes, other mentalities, mindsets. That's when the problems start. But there's nothing wrong with being alone. Well, we are a what they call that? We're people that's supposed to oh, we supposed to, it's natural for us to socialize. That might be true. I'm not telling us that family is not good. I'm not telling us that having a wife and a husband and children, that's not what I'm saying. But there's nothing wrong with being alone either. There's nothing wrong with that. The Bible said that man and woman get together and have and reproduce. There's already too many damn human beings on the planet. The earth is limited in its resources. You don't need to reproduce no more. You don't know what to do with the children you got now. How many of these children is in foster care, in orphans? We have children that we don't want. You don't need to reproduce. The human beings are not going extinct no time soon. There's nothing wrong with being alone. That's something that we think. Just like men and women don't like children. They know they don't like children, but in society, you're supposed to get married and have a baby. That shows that you're a woman. Yeah, but she don't like children. Why do you want a woman that don't like children? And quite honestly, a lot of women nowadays, you really don't like children. You pretend you do. You really don't like children. You're just acting out on something because that's what you're supposed to do as a woman. You really don't even like children. And so you get these children, you make these babies, and you really don't like them. You really don't want them. That maternal instinct throughout time is not as strong as it used to be back in the day. You don't have that connection no more. And that's good because we don't need these babies. Don't need them like that. You're not on no farm. We don't have to go out in no field and farm and do all that heavy labor like we used to do back in the day. What are we having all these children for? It's got to be a purpose for it. You damn sure not having these babies so that you can liberate yourself from an oppressor, so that you can fight and get your own. You having babies so other people can use your children, so the Chinese can use them, so the white man can use them, or Africans. Everybody use your babies except you. Because you're still an institutionalized slave. There's nothing wrong with being alone. You was born alone, and we will die alone. Nobody came here with us, and nobody gonna leave with us. This is our own solo journey. Now, family and love and romance, first of all, nature gives us a nature, motion, these feeling of love and romance, and we have this sexual drive. And you don't have to be taught. You don't have to teach a young girl and a young boy about sexual drive and romance. It's just something that's going to happen. That attraction that's in us, it's going to happen. It don't have to be taught. And I know a lot of men who don't want their young girls to get pregnant. They would hope that it would be something to be taught. It would make their job to keep their girls, a certain way. And really, we should look at our boys the same way. Keep them from getting involved into sexual activity until they are mature enough to begin to handle the consequences of sexual activity, practices. But of course, we are introduced to sexual activity at young ages, and in society, it's a game. It's not taken serious. It's just something for pleasure, so that you can go to your friend and tell your boys, yeah, man, I got with that gal last night. I was bang, bang, banging, bang, bang, banging. And she was, Ooh, ah! Yeah, man, I laid that on there. Yeah, buddy. Pleasure. Something to brag about. A game. It's not nothing serious. And then we make movies. They make movies out of it. Pornography. Something to watch. There's no seriousness in it. It's a toy in the hands of people with childish minds. So you have all these human beings that was produced for what? There's a reason in nature for every bee that's born, for every bird that's born, every elephant, every whale. Their nature, there's a reason and a purpose for that baby to come into being. What is the purpose of your children? We have none. They just there because I love my children because it's something to do. That's what we're supposed to do. Why? And so we make all these children and they just wandering in the wilderness. They have no goal. When bees are born, bees know exactly what their purpose is in society. Soon as they come out the cocoon or whatever it is in bee society, they find their place in society and go to work. We don't do, what do our children, what do they do? There's no purpose. We don't know what to do. Just out here wandering. And so we wander right into prison. And we wander to early graves. We wander into welfare and deeper poverty. Because there's no purpose. There's no reason. And there is an overabundance of a life that should not even be here. You understand? But we all have a sexual drive. Even I have a sexual drive. Even I feel romance. All this was put into us for the purpose of procreation. But you see, nature don't care if you have a husband. Nature don't care if you're a single mother or a single father, if you married. Nature don't care nothing about if your relationship is a good relationship or a bad relationship. Only thing nature cares about, this man and this woman get together and have procreate. That's all. All that other stuff falls on you. Nature don't care anything about that. As long as you are producing life, because that's what's in our evolutionary makeup. Sexual drive and romance to get together and produce this life. It's up to us to understand what we're going to do with this life, where this life goes. Because we are supposed to be on a higher level than animals. They are pre-programmed to know what to do with their babies. We're not. We're different. We have to do all that on our own. So we come into this world alone. But in nature, family was derived, it came into being as a survival tactic. Because in nature, life began to understand we can survive, we have a higher potential to survive if we unite and come together. So you would have small families, you would have a female and a male and the babies, small family. But then it would be even better if we work together. Why don't we bring all this together and the grandparents, the grandbabies, put it all together and make a tribe, a family unit. So the purpose of it, so that we can survive. The babies have a better chance of surviving if everybody worked together for them. That's the purpose of family. Well, there's an old African proverb, and I might misquote because it's been a long time since I heard it, but it talked about how we raise our family, but it takes a village to raise a child. See, you and I can have the baby, and we have our small family, but the real family, the one that is supposed to really be the one responsible for all the children, is the government, the family, the tribe. It takes a village. The village dictates the environment that that child is going to go into. So if that child, if these young girls grow up into an environment where it's all right for the girls to be a stripper, to be a prostitute, etc., that's what they're going to become. Because the society, it don't make no difference if the mother and father is against it. The society, the village says it's all right. The village says it's all right for your son to be gay or transgender or whatever. Society says that. So it's acceptable because the village says so. So we live in a society, we live in a village having these babies. We live in a village that we don't control. We have no say so. Anything can happen to your children. So don't be shocked when your big, strong football player son come to you talking about, I think I'm a girl, mama. What? Don't be shocked. I remember when I was like 19 years old, there was a transgender brother in the community. That's what he was. He was this big football player, big guy. Next thing you know, he got a blonde wig running around with lipstick, and I think he's supposed to went through one of those. He took those sex change operations and blah blah. Because that's what the village. This village says is all right. This village says it's all right for you to be a damn drunk and a crack addict and a pimp. This village that we live in. And I don't care how pro-black you are. I don't care how Christian you are. I don't care how moral you think that you are. This village that you're raising your children in can make your children turn out to be almost anything. Your child would become a pedophile, a rapist, a serial killer, dope fiend at the least, kill somebody driving drunk, DUI. Because this village says all right to drink and get drunk. Now, you know damn well, if you allow the people to drink, they're going to drive. But we want the people drunk. We want the people high. We want y'all watching pornography. We want y'all into all this religious dogmatism. So you will be an easier slave to control. One of the things that they gave the Native Americans here was fire water. Because if the Indians, the Native Americans, was drinking fire water, how are they going to fight for their liberation? Religion is fire water. A lot of this Pan-African pro-black stuff, that's fire water. It just gets you drunk. It does not allow you to take the proper steps that you and I need in order to liberate ourselves from an oppressor once and for all. And stop talking about it, do it. Marriage is a ritual. There's no guarantee because you married, you're going to produce beautiful children. Married people produce serial killers, drunks, crack addicts, and the list goes on and on. For some reason, out in the YouTube community, because they think life is simple, they believe if you get two people get married, you will have a beautiful family. Even back in the day, those families was not beautiful. The men were very abusive. And the women was not allowed to work and take care of themselves. They got into these abusive marriages because in religion, it says that God frowns upon divorce. These women was in these marriages. I know, I seen it myself growing up. My grandparents was married for years and years and years. I never heard my grandmother tell my grandfather, I love you. I never seen my grandfather tell my grandmother, I love you. I never saw my grandparents hold each other's hands. Never. But they married and had all these 9, 10 children or whatever it was. But they married. Just because you married don't make you better than a single mother or a single father. Because when it's all said and done, it's about the quality of the parent, not the quantity of the parent. Marriage is nothing but a ritual. Two people coming together, telling each other a lie that they're not going to keep. These are my marriage vows. And the first thing that happens, they divorce through sickness and in health. There is no sickness. There is no health. Y'all fighting over other dumb stuff. Yeah. And they did during that period of time. And you know, during that period of time, people look down upon you. You're not supposed to show expressions in the public either. You know, you're not supposed to kiss somebody in the public. You're not supposed to hold somebody's hands in the public. You know, when I was growing up, you're not supposed to do that type of thing in the public. And some of these old black and white shows, you see, that was the attitude in the 50s and 60s. It start dwindling as you start getting into the 70s, 80s. Matter of fact, by the time you get to 2021, they just turn into some damn freaks. You know, somebody got their hand all up in somebody's backside. Women walking down the street with a thong in their ass. I mean, it's just freak stuff. Freak stuff in 2021. Yeah, that was a common thing. I mean, we grew up during the same time period, Sister Ingrid, so you can bear witness that what I'm saying is true. And all those marriages, they took pretty pictures. And see, that's what a lot of these people do. They go on the internet, get all these pretty pictures of how beautiful life was in the 50s and 60s or whatever. That's not true. Anybody could take a pretty picture. That wasn't real. That wasn't real. That's not what you think it was. This is America. There was drunk addicts then. There was abuse then. They was killing each other then. Same crap that we got going on today. Yeah. Yeah, as time went on, your parents decided to break that cycle. But that's how it was growing up like that. Yeah, in the 50s and the 60s, took pretty pictures. But that's not the reality of it. And these people, because they want to prove that two-parent households is so great and good or whatever. And again, I want to tell you, there's nothing more beautiful than a good husband, a good wife, raising their babies. That's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you that's overrated. Marriage is overrated. I know people that have never been married. Their children turn out way better than a lot of married couples' children. It's about the people. It's about the competence of the parents. That's what it's about. It's not about a religious ritual. I do. the average life of marriage in the United States is less than 2 years. So you get married, and chances are you'll be divorced within a 2-year period. And a lot of those long-lasting marriages y'all talk about, a lot of that was because of the mentality. A lot of these women just tolerated some of this abuse. That's just how it was. I'm not saying, again, that people didn't really love each other and stick it through. That's not what I'm saying. A lot of it that you think is not what you think that it was. So family is a survival tactic. Family is a survival tactic. It's about survival. It's not about that's what we need to do. Nature is a survival tactic. Because if we were actually family, like we call ourselves, if we united and brothers and sisters, actually we saw each other as family, this would be much, much easier. But we don't see ourselves as family. How are you going to talk about marriage and you're not even really interested in marriage? Because marriage is more than just a man and a woman get together. Marriage is let the Nation of Islam marry the Moors. The Moors marry the 5% nation. We marry each other and become a village. We become a people. We become stronger. A survival tactic. The reason why we're not surviving is because we're not family. That's why. And you keep talking about the two-parent household, but you're not practicing the two-parent household philosophy by marrying each other with your brothers and sisters so that we can survive. So I don't talk about this because we're not liberated. We're institutionalized. As a man, how can you function every day and you don't control nothing? Another man you have to depend on. And you want your children and your wife to look at us as men, and they know that you don't control nothing. So we tell them, because we weak, one day we shall overcome. What do you mean we shall overcome? Are you saying that you're going to take your destiny in your own hands and overcome, or you're going to wait for another man to one day, out of the kindness of his heart, I'm going to make you equal to me? That's not going to never happen. And if I was a white man, I'll make sure it's not going to happen. I'm not going to let some ex-slaves take over my country. That's what you're asking the white people of this nation to do. We are going to allow some people that were slaves just 100 years ago, we're going to let them take over our country. Oh, no, 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 no. No, they're not going to. They're going to do everything they can because their ancestors died for them. They didn't die for you. They sacrificed and went to war for them, not for you. It's never going to happen. Not as long as they can breathe. It's not going to happen. Wake up one day and this country made for white people, now we got a bunch of slaves running. They're not going to tolerate that. They can smile and talk about we all Americans or whatever, but deep down in the heart of Dixie, which is the North, the West, the East, and the South, this country, even your friends or whatever, deep down inside, they do not want to see that. They understand this is their country. And they can, as long as they running things, it's cool. They do not want to share power with you. You're a slave. They talk all that hypocritical stuff. We all Americans. No. They're not going to tolerate that. They're going to do everything they can to be in control of a place that their forefathers made for them, not us. I have connections with people stronger than I do with those who are my actual biological relatives. I have been treated better by people, better than those who are my biological relatives. Absolutely right. I concur. But the thing about it is, when I was locked up, they told me, they said, so what if you right? What if we wrong? What they told me, what you gonna do about it? I used to run around, call the white man the devil when I was locked up. I told them what God gonna do to them and blah, blah, blah. It made me feel good. But when it's all said and done, what am I gonna do about it? They said, what you gonna do about it? Sister Ingrid says, they stole it all. Well, this is what I say about that. See, when you're a conqueror, and when we live in a patriarchal society, civilization, that's what men do. They conquer each other. They conquer people. They conquer the land. See, men have this thing about being tougher. I'm the head nigga in charge. I'm the one on top of the mountain. I'm the man on the mountain. Men must show another man, I'm better, I'm stronger than you are. And that's what it's all about. Because we talk about the people that was here before the white man got here. How do you know that the people that was here, how you know they didn't take it from somebody? It happens constantly all the time. We don't know that. And see, a lot of us don't even survive to tell the story. Because a lot of times when you are conquered, the conqueror wipe you out. Sometimes they spare the women and the children because they can make more babies with the women, and the children are young enough to where they would accept the new conqueror, but they kill all the men. They kill all the men. And I think they also kill a lot of the elderly people too, because they don't want the elderly people passing on knowledge to those who were conquered. Or sometimes they just wipe you out. So we cry about the Cherokee and we cry about the Seminoles and the Apaches, but also at the same time, this is a behavior that is consistent in patriarchal societies all over the world. How do we know? How you doing there, May? how do we know that this land, it wasn't somebody here before they got here? That's what men do in Africa. How did Egypt become a great civilization? How did the Zulu nation become a great Zulu nation? It's because those men took their armies and conquered their neighbors and forced their neighbors to become part of this civilization. That's what they did. That's conquering. Is it stealing? Conquering, stealing, it's the same thing. So now, are you bad enough? And the white man said, that's cool. If this is your land, take it. Because I know I go on those websites where you got brothers and sisters talking about this my land, and blah, blah. Well, if it's your land, take it then. If it's your land, take it. If somebody steals something from you, it belongs to them. So it don't belong to you until you can take it and put it back into your possession. So what you gonna do to get it back? Now we know that we're not in a position to physically take it. So we're gonna have to do something smarter. And that's where the Mississippi campaign comes in. Learning how to do things slick. How to outfox the fox. See all this blackity black Pan-African stuff, blah, blah, that we talk. It sounds good. Make you feel bad. But what has it got you? Absolutely nothing. It hasn't done nothing for us. Because you're not in a position to take it physically. These people will wipe you out. They don't even have to look. Just like Sister Noble said on the broadcast last night. They don't have to use guns against you. The only thing they have to do is cut off your electricity, your gas, your water, and stop them trucks from coming into your neighborhood, bringing you food. You'll be done. Matter of fact, you will be happy to go back into physical slavery. Slavery or die. Well, I'd rather start at death. You are lying. The majority of the people are going to want to eat, and they'll be happy to go back to slavery in order to get something to eat. If it was easy like that, you think our ancestors would have just starved to death? It's not that easy. Most of y'all, you can't go without eating one day. You can't go eating without drinking one day, let alone if somebody, look what happened recently in Houston, Texas. Those people was used to eating whenever they felt like it. All of a sudden, no water, no food, no electricity. Now, what if that went on and on? You could break Texas. Because I got food. You want food? Got to be a slave. The majority are not going to starve to death. They're gonna go get something to eat. If that means being a damn slave, so be it. It's easy as that. And not one shot fired. We're comfortable. We're comfortable with our electricity. We're comfortable with our gas and our internet and all the beautiful things that white supremacy give us. We are used to our stomachs being full. It would be easy to put us back into slavery. Easy. Because you want to eat. You want to drink. You want to get back on YouTube. So you can watch the reality. No, you You wouldn't want to watch the Reality's Temple. But there's an old saying, how to outslick the fox. I'm going to say this in my conclusion. Oh, I'll miss the point on my little sex talk. I want to also make perfectly clear, sodomy is not sex. Putting a penis in your mouth is not sex. Putting a penis in your anus is not sex. That's sodomy. The only sexual intercourse is sexual intercourse. The penis is a sexual organ. The vagina is a sexual organ. They intercourse. That's sexual intercourse. Putting the penis in your mouth, putting your mouth, licking a vagina, that's sodomy. That's the reason why God's supposed to be upset with the homosexuals, because of sodomy. And then you claiming that you heterosexual and you turn around and do the same thing. Then I don't care if you gay or straight. Putting a penis in your mouth is disgusting. Filthy, and that's urine. That's urine. No matter what you do, urine always gonna be there. You're drinking urine and semen. Always gonna be there. And playing with the anus. You playing with doo-doo. And licking doo-doo and urine and lie. But in the village that we live in, all that's gravy, all that's good. I hear people talk about it. I licked this and lapped that and sucked on this. They acted like they was licking on a charge pop or something. Disgusting. They make what is filthy clean. Has nothing to do with religion. That's disgusting. Playing around with pee-pee and doo-doo, like we said when we was children. Playing with pee-pee and doo. And you's happy. Looking for pleasure. You might as well go to the toilet. There's a lot of pee-pee and doo-doo there. And play around. But, okay, why you won't have fun playing in the toilet? Matter of fact, even if the toilet is clean, you don't want to play in the toilet, but you're going to actually play with somebody's backside that got doo-doo and feces and urine. You're going to play with that time. I'm looking for pleasure. I'm satisfying my man. I'm satisfying my woman. There was a time when black women refused to participate in that crap. When I was growing up, sister tell you real quick, better go find you a white woman to do that. We don't do that. Now they got the sisters involved in that filthy action. Absolutely, yeah. I don't do that because it's filthy. They know it's filthy. Now they claim that it's clean and it's good. And why are you doing this? You doing it because the white man told you that's sex. That's the reason why. Masters and Johnson, what's her name? That old dried up white woman, I forgot what her name was. They used to have them on TV promoting homosexual activity. You're supposed to be against homosexual activity, but it's all right for you to do it. But it's bad for them. Hypocrites. If it's bad for them, why is it good for you? Well, that's because it's the opposite sex. Yeah, that's her name. Yeah, that dingbat. Yeah, Dr. Ruth Westheimer or Hashemeyer or whatever her damn name was. They was pushing Masters and Johnson and Dr. Ruth Westheimer. And now they got it in the schools. Teaching the children that's all right. Little girls and little boys hiding around in death, sucking on each other. Our little babies, because they being taught that. And the little girls know they can't get pregnant if they just suck on it. Got us freaks in this society. Like them. See, back in the day, when the white man taught us to be a Christian, we really was trying to be Christian. And he really didn't want us close to him because we would find out that he's not what we thought he was. But now we have integrated and got close to Massa. Now we're just like him. We're sucking and licking and nasty. We're violent like him, profane and disgusting, and just like they are. And they always been that way. Here you are, Caucasian people, calling black folks, calling soul brothers and sisters, calling your slaves animals, but you laying around with them. You sleeping with them. I thought they was animals. I thought they don't have no soul. But also at the same time, remember, they was having sex with their cows and their sheep. And we was nothing but animals too. So if they can lay down with a cow and a sheep, I know a brother and a sister way better than that. We are living with some freaks. And you comfortable living with some freaks, and you don't want to get the hell out of here, out of this insane asylum, the real insane asylum. You should want, has nothing to do with religion, but you should want to come out, to get out of her, my people, and create a better, a righteous society. Has nothing to do with religion at all, period. You don't have to believe in God to be righteous. Righteousness is only doing what is in the best interest of yourself. Has nothing to do with religion. I don't need a Bible to teach me that. I don't need a Quran to teach me that. You should want to get out of this dungeon, this castle of filth. And it has nothing to do with religion. Licking and lapping. When did doo-doo become clean? When did urine become clean? It's not, never. They tell you this lie. The penis, the vagina, that's the cleanest part on your body. Since when? That's a lie. When do urine smell good? When do feces smell good? They got you into pleasure. Seeking pleasure seekers. And you drink and you get drunk. Seeking pleasure. Escapism. The only thing you got to do is go bang, bang, bang. Satisfy your nature. Go on about your business. That's all you see animals do. You ain't never seen two dogs get together. That sure feel good. Animals just go bang, bang, bang and go about their business. They got you locked up in pleasure seeking so that you don't do what's necessary for what's in the best interest of yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's why I don't get deep into female-male relationship. Let me say this. You trying to have a relationship with a woman. You're trying to have a relationship with your husband. The problem living in this filthy society is that you sick and he's sick. That's why we have problems getting together in communication, because in this society, we all sick. Some of us have been abused, sexually abused, molested. Me, one of my main problems is I was bullied, and that's a problem. That's a mental problem for me because I was bullied. And I sometimes I don't respond to things the way I should because of that the years of bullying. And so we're dealing with people that got problems and issues. So it's not about, oh, they like that because they're female. They like that because they're male. No, it's like that because both of us in this society, we are some sick puppies, period. Because that's what this village creates. That's what this village makes. But you want to stay in this village. Your interest is having families in the cesspool instead of getting out, creating your own. And we don't have to get out. But if we took control of a state, a few states, we can create our own environment in the filth. But eventually I still want to get out of this toilet, period. But that's a beginning. Sister Ingrid says, we are all sick, and we must acknowledge that to prevail those shortcomings. See, a lot of us don't want to acknowledge that. But what is it that they tell you when you go to Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous? The first step that we must do in order to heal ourselves from that drug addiction, we must accept the fact that's what we are. That we are alcoholic. We have to accept that. We must acknowledge that, like our sister said. We must acknowledge that to prevail over our shortcomings. So the only thing we do is jump from woman to woman, man to man. That's what we do. Jump from woman to woman, man to man. You don't see that in nature. Most animals that get together, they don't jump from one animal to the other. They usually meet one animal right on the spot, and they be together for life. But we have to do it because we're sick. We are out of nature. We are unnatural. Absolutely, May. We are damaged by this system. We are damaged living with an unnatural people. In a filthy environment. And some of these things, see, some of us are selfish. We're narcissistic. We're grandiose. We're arrogant. And I want to say this. Don't blame everything on the white man. Some of us just messed up. Don't blame everything on the white folks. Some of us just messed up. Have nothing to do with the white. You probably be the same way in Africa somewhere because that's the same thing. They suffer from people all over the world suffer from being selfish, materialistic, arrogant, grandiose, narcissistic, and the list goes on and on. You will find this no matter where you go in the world. It ain't just a white man living with the white folks thing. I get so sick of blaming the white man for everything. Like we perfect. I understand that we're a victim, been through slavery and oppression, blah, blah. But we ain't holy roses either. We ain't holy and righteous either. We messed up in our own kinds of way too. Naturally, all over the world, you will find these things. Matter of fact, if we was holy and righteous and all these things that you claim, we actually would be living better, but we're not because we suffer from these things with or without the white man. That's why Africa and China, all over the world, you will see these problems in the human being, period. So, but sodomy ain't sex. I mean, you can do that if you want to. Please don't invite me over to your house. Give me some, give me a paper plate or something. Because I don't know where your mouth, your hands, I mean, I don't know. I can't get with that. It always sounded nasty and filthy to me. Have nothing to do with religion. Because I have a penis. And I'm like, what? No. Sister Ingrid, stop pointing the finger at Mighty Whitey. you know, some things, of course, we know due to living with them and blah, blah. But some of these things is just us, because some things is just unfortunately, it's just a human problem. But again, it's because of the environment. When you take people out of these environments, the environments create these things. So if you took somebody that was low down and dirty, but put them in a better environment, a lot of times they would change because it's the environment. But if you keep them in an environment, like for instance, if you're alcoholic, you cannot hang around people that drink. You're going to mess around and go to drinking again. You have to hang around and go to places where there's no alcohol so that you can be the best that you can be. You don't fall back into being an alcoholic. It's about the environment. So Operation Exodus Mississippi, the Mississippi campaign, is about us changing the environment for ourselves. The actual taking control of the state, that's the easy part. Keeping the state will be the hard part, because we have to be a different people. Our mindset have to be different. We can't be alcoholics. We can't be drunkards. We can't be woman beaters. We can't be child molesters. Our whole attitude has to change in order to maintain this. Our righteousness that we claim, that's what we are, because the Nation of Islam say that we are righteous by nature. Well, then prove it then. By creating a geographical area, a sanctuary state of righteousness. But of course, many of us, they're not real. They're not real. They're just full of talk, because they're comfortable sucking penises and licking vaginas and playing video games and YouTube posts and whatever. They're comfortable in that. They're comfortable in it. I'm not comfortable. And those who come here, we're not comfortable. But we're just a little group. But you never know what might happen. I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk. And maybe we get heard and can change this like almost overnight, because it's about the mind. We have to try a new mind, new strategy, a new mind. Be able to be flexible and stop doing the same thing over and over again, expecting something different. It's not going to happen. That's why you're still in the cesspool. You're still on the garbage dump. So I thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I thought this was going to be an hour at best talk. It's 2 hours or something. But it's all good. It's all gravy, as they say. I thank you so much. And my number one priority, I mean, if you want to, we can talk about male-female relationship. I mean, that's good. But we sick. What's the sense of talking about it? Nothing's going to change as long as you're living in this mess. Male soul brothers and sisters aren't going to get along like we're supposed to, because you're still living in this mess. And like the sister said, where's that word, Sister Ingrid? Where her comment? You're not going to change nothing, because you're not going to accept the fact that you are sick, and you're not going to acknowledge that fact so that we can prevail over our shortcomings. So if the sister that you're chasing or the brother that you're chasing, both of y'all sick and you don't want to acknowledge it, how you going to have a good relationship? You're not. It's never going to happen anyway. And you're not in the environment. You're not in an environment to make you better. We are living in an environment to make you the worst than you can be. Or you can go to the army. They'll make you the best you can be for them, for their purposes, not your own. So, on that note, I'm done with what I need to say. I appreciate everybody for joining me this afternoon. I appreciate it. And remember to, if you have not, support our sister Noble. God is on trial. Only $13.99 paperback, $3.99 Kindle. Get her book. God is on trial. It's a wonderful read. Right. Go to the military. Because I know that's what happened to my uncle and some of my friends. They went to the service a certain way and came back all messed up. Oh, that's great, Sister Ingrid. After I get off this live stream, I'm going to give myself a little bit to rest my voice up a little bit. And Brother Talib gave me your number. I don't know what happened. I didn't have your number. And I'll be giving you a call in a little bit. Give me a chance to rest up a little bit. And I'll give you a call. All right, Sister May. Yeah, get that book. Like you see right here, she got 4.5 stars now. It went from 3, and now she has a 4.5 stars. And she's on a promotional campaign. I want to thank Brother Sanetta and Sister Nepal for inviting our sister to their programs and so she can interact. I think that's a really good match. That's a really good match. I think they got something going good there. So she can promote this book. This book will help us out a lot. And it's not about Bible bashing or Quran bashing or religion or anything like that. We are allowing these things to stop us from doing what we need to do appropriately. Also, of course, what we push here is Operation Exodus Mississippi channel. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. If you don't know about the channel, find the promotional video, start with that and work your way out. Take your time and learn about Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign. Take your time. Study what we're talking about the same way that you would study John Henry Clark, all those history books that you got, Dr. Ben, and the list goes on and on. Study what we're talking about. Then when you bring me a question, when you make a comment, it is not in ignorance. It's not with ill intent. It's about really trying to learn something that I know, I'm not going to say believe, that I know could change our dynamic, change our condition almost overnight. Absolutely, Sister Ingrid. But I'm not asking nobody because that's a personal thing. A lot of people feel as though their religion helped them save their lives. And I cannot tell you to just throw away something that you feel helped you in your life. Yeah, today is National Women's Day. March is also Women's History Month. March is Women's History Month. So yeah. And on this channel, it's women's history. It's about sisters 24 hours a day. It's all about the sisters. It's all about mama. Because mama been doing, we've been doing mama bad for a long time. It's not about, and when it comes to leadership, it's not about a patriarchal or a matriarchal society. It's about competence. If you got a sister that's a good leader, why can't she lead? If a brother is competent and good at that, why can't they be the leader? Why it have to be penis versus vagina thing? It's about competence. That's what it's about. And plus, for me personally, I don't know about nobody else, I like looking at women more than I like looking at men. I'm sorry. I'd rather be looking at a woman leader more than a man leader. I'm tired of looking at these hard legs. I just can't do it. That's just not my thing. So you have a lot of brothers talk about, you sound like a homosexual. How can I sound like a homosexual when when you don't see me, I don't advocate men like that. I took down all the men pictures on my wall, including my own picture. It's nothing but women on my wall. It's time to put the sisters, it's time to put mama back in her place. Understand our role. In nature, among mammals, you will see elephants, lions, and whatever, males in mammals, and the human being is a mammal. You will see it's the female that is the matriarch. She's the leader. The male is there, of course, for reproduction. The male is there for protection. But she's the one that run the family. Because her attitude, women have a different attitude about things. There's a time and place for male behavior. But when everything is peaceful, when everything just needs to be, you just want to live life, it's best that the women be in charge. Men are there, the male is there when there is a danger. Something is threatening the life of the family. Now the men stand up. But when life is just good, mama run it. Mama knows what's best. The Peckerwood had an old TV show called Father Knows Best. No, mama knows best. And throughout my life, maybe it's a personal thing, women have been good to me. Now, in my romantic life, that's a different story. But overall, women. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for 2 white women and some black women too, I wouldn't be talking to you. They helped me get out that crazy house. The men try to keep me locked up in there. See, men got this thing about putting other men down. Being the head Negro in charge, the man on the mountain. And so that's what we live in. The United States, the male is trying to show the Chinese male, I'm superior to you, and blah, blah, blah. This is the kind of madness that we have to deal with in a patriarchal society, civilization. So I can't do it no more. Women don't have that kind of mindset. Not naturally. Influenced by men, yes. But that's not how females roll. Mr. Farrakhan said the government should give us 8 to 10 states and supply our needs for 25 years. Is that realistic? No, it's not. You know it's not. Mr. Farrakhan know it's not. They know it's not. They're not going to give you nothing. If they wanted to give us anything, they would never have drove us out of the South to begin with, because we was going to do that anyway. According to the brother's book, The Devil Within, a Black Power manifesto, Brother Charles Blow, our ancestors, and I've been saying this for 3 years, our ancestors was doing that anyway. You ought to give us nothing. But the Nation of Islam, no, they're not going to give you nothing, and they damn sure not going to take care of you for 25 years. But that's a selling point for them, so that you can go join and that make you feel good talking that crap and blah blah blah, feel good rhetoric. Why don't you out-slick the fox, use your brain, the tools that they gave us, and just take control of the stuff, the 8 to 10 states. There's nothing they can do about it. You in the position. The problem is you don't have the mindset, and we have had incompetent leadership. Well, we have competent leadership now. Is it you, Angel Snapping Up 7? No, it's us. Those on this platform. We know. Even if something happened to me, you know what you need to do. You understand and know that this Mississippi campaign is the way to go to get us what we want. We know this. So of course that's not realistic. So we got it going on here. I know we got it going on here, and I hope that we got another question, a comment from Laurel Brown. My main concern for OEM is having military for protection and enforce law to prosecute injustice against soul people. Are you subscribed to Operation Exodus Mississippi, Laurel? Because within the Mississippi campaign, if you take control of a state, you are taking control of the Mississippi National Guard. You are also having jurisdiction. You're also taking control of the police department. Also, you are still a part of the United States of America. We are doing nothing that is, like the brother said in his book, we are doing nothing. This activity is not doing nothing against the Constitution. Everything that we're doing is legal under the Constitution. So really there's no reason for us to have a military. But we will have the National Guard, and we have our police departments. Also, we have the federal government. If something happened in Mississippi, the federal government, has to help us. We are part of the United States. That does not change. The only thing has changed is now you put yourself in a position to make the laws, to control something, to govern something for your best interest. And this is not to say that you're being biased and prejudiced against anybody else, because you're not. Nothing's going to change. You're still going to. What taking control of Mississippi is not going to affect how white people in Mississippi live, or Africans, or the Asians, or anybody else. Now, they might not like the fact that black folks is running things. If they don't like that, they can get the hell out of here. Bye, bye, bye. Good riddance to bad rubbish. But really, if they look at everything, we are out to make things better. And actually, we're making things better for the country, period. And you and I might not believe it, but something beautiful like that actually happened, the federal government, the United States, would be happy to take credit and be part of that type of activity. We might not think it is. They would be. And, you know, when it first started, folks will have a problem. But when you see that this state has the less crime rate, the less drug addicts, less teenage pregnancy, we have more marriages and all these different things, we can pull all these different things off. I mean, what can they say? Except be the example that the other states want to be like. We produce the smartest children. Who wouldn't want to be part of that? And we're still part of the United States. The United States still get the credit. Why would they be dumb enough to not want that? Absolutely, yeah. Sister Ingrid says, we are still part of the United States. We just want to take control of our own conditions and have protection for our people and a sanctuary for those who need to be protected. That sums it up right there. Sister Ingrid, you should have came on this live stream with me. That's what you should have done. You need to come on here with us. Stop being out there in the shadow, because you have a lot to offer, a lot to say. Come on, sister. And you know, I love the more women with me, the better I like it. You know how I am. You know how I do. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. And I thank you, Laura, for your questions. That's really nice. Cool. He's one of my Facebook friends. I really enjoy your brotherhood. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody in the chat room. The Deacons of Reality, always in the house. Thank you, Deacons of Reality. And oh, I forgot what the sister's name was. She kicked everything off for me. Let me see if I can find her name. Sister May's in the house. Young Pappy. Deacons of Reality. Laurel. There was somebody else. Hope I didn't miss nobody. Damn, I got to scroll way up here. It's a lot of comments. Because I think it started with a B, that sister name. Who was a lot of... Oh, Barb. Yeah, Barb. Thank you, Barb, for visiting with us today. Thank you so much. And also, I want to remind you that I'm scheduled to be on another live stream. Yeah, Barb. I'm going to be on a live stream with our brother D. Darrell. I put the promotional video on the channel this Sunday at 6 p.m. Central. And if you want to join the panel, want me to send you the link, I can do that. Or you can just support us in the chat room on Brother D. Darrell's. But that's Saturday, the 13th. The 13th at 6 p.m. Central Time. We had a real good time with Brother Darrell earlier. In fact, I'm going to play that video at 5:30 on this channel. I did have it scheduled for 9:30 a.m., but I was going to bring this live at 11. So I'm like, that's too close. I didn't want one video to interfere with the other. So I have that getting ready to play at 5:30, our interaction with Brother D. Darrell at 5:30. Also, simultaneously, it would be also on the Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign channel. That's right. Thanks for joining us, Barb. So, in behalf of the panel here, myself, those the Deacons of Reality, Sister Ingrid, Sister May, and all those who are listening and those who will be listening to this broadcast later on, I thank you so much for joining me. I had a real good time. And I'm going to leave us with the music of our brother, Astro Boo Baby. And until next time, I will say this. Leave us as imparting. I wish us love, peace, and so we already 5,000, y'all. Where's my little thing there? We go out on that.
People, did you get it?